Hello everybody, Leo Artica here. Welcome to Buried, an interactive story horror game that I found on Steam that was going for £2. And it looked really interesting to me because it's got some really positive reviews. Now if you guys remember, I did an interactive story recording before called Disturbed. And I didn't expect many people to like that, but strange enough, it got not a lot, but still it got a few likes and a couple of nice people saying I have a really good storytelling voice for some reason. I don't think I do, but I'm really appreciative of what you guys said. Just thank you so much. So I thought, what the hell? I might as well do another one. This one looks really cool. What makes this different from Buried, however, is that apart from being an interactive story, the plot will change based on the choices you make. So in this story, our choices will affect the story. Now apparently there are several different endings to this, and I don't know how many endings there are, but whatever ending I get depends on what choices I make. The story is broken into 5 chapters. Play straight through or at your own pace. There's no waiting, no pauses. Enjoy and choose wisely. So, unlike Disturbed, if I make a wrong choice, I can't go back on it. So, it's been a while since I did a storytelling game, so let's get right into it, shall we? No time to waste. Begin. Ooh, that's a bit loud. Oh, what nice pictures. Okay, so I'm looking up the tree. Alright, so what do we got here? I open my eyes, and the first thing I want to do is scream. I'm flat on my back and everything seems to hurt. The trees overhead look familiar. It's a clear night, almost beautiful. Except for the fact that this means I've been out in the cold for at least 6 hours. There's something wrong. I don't remember what, but something happened and... My God, my head hurts. And a ringing in my ears. Was there an accident? An explosion, I think. I remember Dennis screaming. But after that, I can't remember. As I sit up, I notice that my hard hat has been thrown off. I look around the area, but it's not here. It feels strange to go anywhere without my hard hat, but I've got to find the other members of the crew. They could be in danger. Okay, so search for hard hat, or forget the hat and search for crew. Okay, logically you would just forget about the hat and would go look for the crew. I have no idea if actually looking for my hard hat would be a good thing. So, because if this was me, I would forget about my hard hat and go look for the crew. So, there we go. I decide my hat can wait until I figure out what's going on. I get up and look around the logging site. I smell something burning. I don't hear any engines running. Wait, something isn't right. Was it the bulldozer? Maybe the damn thing overheated for the last time. Maybe the engine finally blew. What a mess. Well, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. Only one way to find out, I guess. I walk over to the center of the logging site, and I don't like what I see. Ooh. Well, this is taking a dark turn, but then again, it's a horror story, so... Ooh. Are these actually real pictures? I think they are. The logging site looks like a bomb was detonated right in the center. I don't know where to start. The one load we had managed to stack on a truck for the day is overturned. The trailer bent and the logs hanging off the back. Where the hell is everyone? My head is killing me and this is ringing in my ears. I can't hear anything. Not birds, not my footsteps, nothing. It makes me wonder if I hit my head after my hard hat flew off. I run through a quick mental checklist to make sure my brain is still working. My name is Roger Hastings and I'm 41 years old. The year is 2017. Oddly enough, this is 2017 now. Anyway, I own a small logging company and we've been logging in this strip of Kentucky woodland for almost a month now. Okay, so my brain works, that's a relief. But it also makes me fearful because something is definitely not right here. Certainly not right here, sorry. I look around the logging site, my mind trying to figure out what has happened. Just about every piece of equipment has been overturned or tilted. Look at the debris or look at the truck. Well, the truck's right there in front of me. So I guess looking around the debris would be a more logical decision because maybe I'll find something that points to what caused this accident. Is my thing moving? No, it hasn't moved. I gotta remember, my thing doesn't move anymore. Good, so I'm gonna look at the debris. There are bits of debris everywhere. There are fragments of the 5-gallon buckets I keep our work rags in, a loose saw chain, and an overturned gas canister. Had there been an explosion, all the fuel inside would have started a fire. But there's no charring, no burning, nothing. I walked through the area where Dennis has been working. From the looks of it, he had been moving slowly. He had only taken 4 trees down today. Only? Slacker. Anyway, his metal lunchbox is open and indicated he was taking an early break. But he's not here. No one is here. Where the hell is everyone? I could try to make a call from my cell phone, but its battery's already running really low. Not that it matters, the reception is crap out here. Yell out or make a call. Well, the fact that he said that the reception is crap out here, even if I did have some battery charge, I don't think using the phone would work anyway. So I guess I should save my battery power. Maybe I can use it down the road later. So I'm going to try and yell out, "Is anybody here?" Oh, hey guys, where is everyone? Tony, Dennis, Frank, Joe? But their names fall flat amongst the wreckage. I get nothing back other than the scaring away a few birds overhead. Might as well start walking and try to find some answers. The highway is almost a mile back through the woods. Down the gravel road we used to reach the site. Maybe the crew ran that way for help. But why did they have to just leave me? Were they scared? Out of sorts? Maybe I can catch up to them. With my truck turned over on its side, it looks like I'll be walking. My God, I can't remember what I was doing before I waking up on my back. Wait, what's that? Underneath the bulldozer. Oh my God, it's a leg. It has to either be Tony or Dennis. The dozer looks unstable, like it might roll over some more. Might not be safe to get close, but at the same time, I can't just leave him there. You know what? I'd go and look, because what if maybe he's still alive? Maybe he can tell me what's going on. Hey, I yell, are you okay? Are you alive? I skip over the stray logs and wrecked equipment to get closer. Seeing the dozer teeter makes me think I should grab my hat. Oh, is this when it's going to bite me in the ass? I can see a bit more of the leg. The jeans are soaked in blood. I recognize the work boots. It's clearly Tony. His leg is bent in an impossible angle, nearly crushed flat. The closer I get, the more apparent it becomes that Tony didn't survive. Leave the body alone or pull the body out. Okay, I've worked on a building site before. The last thing not that working on a building site in my experience involved dead bodies, but if you never pull something out underneath something that's unstable, so I think the best thing we should do is leave him alone. I mean, I could pull him out and maybe, just maybe he survived, but it says he didn't survive, so I don't see no point in doing it, so let's leave him alone. There's nothing I can do for him now. I start to back away slowly. In my shock, I stumble back, suddenly tripping over some stray logs. I bang my head on one of the logs as I fall. Instantly, I feel a massive lump forming on the back of my head. Damn, why didn't I grab my hard hat? Oh God, is this really what's going to kill me? But what hurts is the realization that Tony is dead. Looking at him, I feel something rising up in my throat. I don't know if it's a scream or vomit, but I have to push it away. If I lose my cool right now, there are too many questions that will go unanswered. Shit, I can't believe this. Tony, he had 2 boys. He coached his oldest son's baseball team. He was the hardest worker I had and one of the most honest and reliable men I knew. This isn't right. I can't stay here. I have to find Dennis, Frank, and Joe. I have to find out what happened here. Oh, that's quite dark. We're barely into the story and already there's a death. Or there could be a bunch of deaths coming up next. I really do like the sound that this game is giving. When a game doesn't have much gameplay in it apart from sound and music, it really makes the atmosphere all that much better. Anyway, as I walk through the stacks of logs from the last week or so of work, everything feels frozen. This high-pitched sound in my ears, it's terrible. It keeps happening every few seconds and sounds like it's coming from far away. I can't help but wonder, is it my ears or is it something else? The science out here is creepy, and there's a smell, like the atmosphere after a bad summer storm. I might as well admit it, I'm a little scared. Everyone is missing and it's dead quiet out here. There doesn't seem to be a breeze to rustle the leaves and branches. My right knee hurts like hell. My head was hurting so bad before and I never noticed the pain in my knee. I must have hurt during the what? Accident? Or... wait, is that Dennis? I can see him sitting on the ground, motionless, about 30 feet away. Yell out or walk up. I don't know. He doesn't actually know that it's Dennis. It could be someone else, but I'm gonna walk. No, I'm gonna yell out just to be safe. You never know what might happen if I get close. Dennis, I yell. Dennis, can you hear me? Dennis lets out a shout, like someone waking from a nightmare. Then he looks back at me from the ground. Yeah, Roger, I hear you, he hollers back as I head over to him. Dennis is built like a wrestler, and has a tough personality to match. But in this moment, he looks disoriented and a little anxious. Though I'm glad to see him, the fear on his usually confident face is alarming. What the hell happened? What's going on? He asks. I don't know. The crew is missing, or an explosion, I think. I guess I should be upfront about it. It looked like a bomb hit the place, but again, he said there was no charring, there's no fire. But, You know, I'm going to be upfront with this guy. An explosion, Dennis says. Yeah, I believe that. Why do you say that? I ask. Did you see something? He doesn't respond. Still sitting on the ground, he looks around the woods as if he was just now understanding the severity of the situation. The equipment was overturned. The dozers too, I say, wiping my forehead. You okay? I ask him. Yeah, just shaken up. Me too. This might be the most intimate conversation Dennis and I have ever had. While he and I have always been on good terms, we've never been that particularly close. I've always respected him, though. Sure, he comes to work a few times looking like he's been in the bar fight the night before, but I've also seen him do enthusiastic impressions of a dinosaur as he played with Tony's kids while he waited for their dad to finish up their shift. It's then that it just hits me. Dennis and Tony were good friends. I'm not sure I want to rile him with the news of Tony's death right now, but before we even know what's going on, but he has the right to know. Tony is dead, or don't mention Tony. Well, the fact that the story says that these two were friends, really good friends, and the fact that he took care of his kids, I think the guy deserves to know. I don't want to tell him, but I think he has the right to know. So, Tony is dead. You were upfront with Dennis about the story. Okay, that was important. Dennis's eyes fixate on me, startled. He was crushed under the dozer, I say. Dennis pauses for a moment, like he was trying to understand what I said. His eyes narrow and his bottom lip quivers. Shit, he says, and I could tell that he's fighting back tears. He and Tony have always been tight, almost like brothers. Hey, he asks quickly, as if trying to escape the reality of Tony's death. Did you see that light? No, I say. What did you see? I don't even know, Roger, he says. It was like this flare of white light. It came right up from the ground like an explosion. So there was an explosion, I say. Maybe it was some equipment, or... This was no equipment, Dennis interrupts, agitated. This huge ball of light came right out from the damn ground. What did it look like, and where did it go? Well, I guess... What did it look like? Like looking into the sun, he says. It just feels like someone stabbed me in the eyes with a hot knife. When? I'm not sure, he answers. Well, I had just finished about 10 trees for the day, and I was about to top one. That's when it happened. You were almost done with 10 trees, I asked? Yeah, he says, looking at the ground. You know, I wouldn't want to take on a lunch break until I was done. And that's when the light blew up. Why? Don't you believe me? I believe you, or I think you're exaggerating. Well, he could be exaggerating because he might not be thinking straight. But this guy is, I guess he's trying to deal with what's happening, so I think the best thing to do is not agitate him, so I'm going to believe his story. I don't know if I believe him yet, but hey, maybe some reassuring words will help. Oh, that was important. You believe Dennis's story. He saw what he saw, I think to myself. There is no reason for him to lie about this. My God, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, he says. But if I'm being honest, I'm scared pretty bad. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to get the hell out of here. We both stand up and start heading towards the road. It isn't until we started moving that I see Dennis is wounded. His right side is coated in blood. the red seeping through his blue work shirt. There are splatters of it here and there, but also a large red splotch that makes me worry. Are you in a lot of pain, or how did you get that injury? How did you get hurt? I'm not sure, Dennis replied. I must have gotten thrown or hurt somehow from that light. It's then I noticed that the strange ringing noise is still filling the air. Hey, I say, stopping. Do you hear a high-pitched ringing noise every once in a while? Dennis looks scared when I ask him this question. He just nods. I thought it was just me, he says. He looks out of sorts and uncertain. I've never seen him like this before. It's obvious that he's still looking for some reinsurance. Even though I'm his boss, there's something very unnerving about this. It's freaking me out. We'll be okay. It's probably nothing. Okay, I think since it says that Dennis is starting to look worried, I don't think I want to escalate this. So let's keep it together, big man. Come on, let's keep it together. We'll be okay. It's probably nothing. Let's be realistic, I tell myself. I might as well try to be enthusiastic, empathetic. Out there in the middle of these woods, the ringing could be anything. Maybe a car alarm through the woods or something. Still, even my passive comments seems to reassure Dennis. He looks a bit calmer, more relaxed. We both start moving forward and don't say another word. Did you try to call Frank? Dennis asks. I know he had his cell on him today. Not yet. Luckily, I still have some battery left. Aha! I pull out my cell and call Frank. Happy I didn't have to make that call to Dennis earlier. It rings out, but he doesn't pick up. But then I hear his phone go off. Behind a stack of logs. Dennis and I give each other a look. Oh, we're going to find another body. As the phone goes to voicemail, I hang up. And we walk behind the logs to find Frank's phone on the ground, abandoned. We look around for Frank, but find nothing. Not a single trace. It's then I notice something really odd. A 10-foot wide hole in the ground, right near where the phone was. But there's no stray piles of removed dirt or rocks. It's clean. Something dug, cutting into the earth, wide, but only a few feet deep. It looks unnatural, like the ground just got deleted. No shovels or diggers used. Dennis walks over to it. This looks like the same kind of hole where I saw that light come from the ground, he muses to himself. I said nothing. My mind is spinning, but I don't know what to think. We need to get out of here, Dennis mutters. At that moment, the ringing noise carries through the forest again, sending a shiver down my spine. Dennis is right. There's something strange going on. We might not be safe here, but that ringing sound could be a clue to where the rest of the crew went. No, let's go check out the sound, or agree let's get away from here. Now, it could be 50-50 here, guys. As my guy says, it could be anything, this ringing noise. But is this ringing noise going to be a threat later? I mean, we could run away from it and just get away, but what if this ringing noise follows us? What if this is a bad choice? In my opinion, I think the best thing we could do is find out what the noise is, and then at least we'll be sure of what it would be, if we find it at all. Okay. You decide to check out the sound. Something's not right, I say. And if there's a mechanical noise like that, you think someone is out there, he asks? Maybe. I think we should at least check it out. They might be able to help. Yeah, you go right ahead, he says with a grin. I'll be here waiting for you. Better hurry, though. Doesn't look like he's going to be the best shape to be trouncing around the forest, but we need some answers right away, too. Oh! Leave Dennis here, or bring Dennis with you. No! I don't want to go wandering around on my own. Let's split up. That's the best thing you can do in a horror situation. No, Dennis, you're coming with me. Oh, another decision. I decide to bring him with me. No, you're coming with me. I bend over and hoist him up against my shoulder. He resists just barely, and then gives in. He's looking at me like he's terrified of me right now, making a moaning in his throat. We start moving through the woods quickly, with no idea where the rest of the crew is. I worry they could be in danger. Every tree out there looks exactly the same. I grew up in the country. We can find our way around the forest without much of a problem, but I'm feeling dizzy. I'm leaning against a tree when I see something that has no business being out here. Our logging crew has been out here for 3 weeks, and I've never seen it before. What? Is this going to be horrible? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know this was a fallout shelter. Have we gone back to the capital wasteland? Have we gone back to the Commonwealth? It's a small building, some sort of mixture of a shack and a bunker. It looks like it's made of concrete, but moss, weeds, and plain old erosion make it look sort of mystical. It looks like something out of a demented version of a medieval fantasy movie. What the hell is this? Dennis asks. I have no idea. Some old power station? To be honest, I have no idea myself, so... You purchased this land, right, boss? Dennis asked. Didn't you survey it? I certainly did, I say. Getting a little defensive, but this wasn't here. Do you think the others maybe went in there? He asked nervously. Why would they do that? I asked. I don't know, but aren't they? But they aren't out here. If they're inside, they're probably dead. Like Tony. He looks at the ground as he says this. I want to go inside, not just to find my crew, but to appease my curiosity. That ringing noise is coming from inside. Something about this place seems incredibly strange, especially located all by itself out here. It simply does not belong. I wonder, do we knock or just go in? Dennis asked. I can tell he's trying to make a joke, but it falls flat. I start to think his humor is a defense mechanism for his fear. We both look ahead and take a moment to realize what we are about to do and start forward. We get no more than 3 feet closer when Dennis wobbles. You okay? Or reach out and steady him. Well, both of them seem alright, so I guess this one? I reach out quickly, straining my injured knee. I barely make it in time, grabbing him under his arms and keeping him from hitting the ground. I'm okay, he said. Just, can you help me walk for a little? Just help me get inside, please. I can't deny him his request. I've never seen him this weak, and it's a little uncomfortable to see. It makes me glad that I decided to keep him with me. I help Dennis into the weird little building. The front door opens easily even though there's clearly a lock on it. Maybe the lock was supposed to keep someone in. It's hard to tell. I still hear the ringing noise. It's definitely coming from in here. Stretching out in front of me is a small interior to match the outside. The building is totally empty. There's a concrete floor and a dingy, featureless walls. There are no windows, giving the place even more isolated feel. Still, we hear the ringing noise coming from out somewhere in here. It's louder now, more prominent. The interior seems confined at first, but a small set of concrete steps lead about 5 feet down, revealing a corridor. Okay. What are we getting ourselves into, guys? I have no idea. Okay. Well, that doesn't sound good. A long, stretching hallway. That's always a good sign in horror games. It's a massive corridor. In fact, like some sort of building underground. It seems to go on forever. This corridor is mostly dark, with emergency lights every 10 feet or so. I assume we're now underground because this corridor extends far beyond the walls of the building we entered. I realize that someone might not appreciate finding us here. Okay. Tiptoe quietly or walk quickly? Well, the fact that you just said that somebody down here might not like us being here, trespassers or something, I think it's best that we be quiet about this. Let's be quiet. I feel like a ghost. Like I truly have no business being here. Dennis leads on me for support. We move slowly, our feet not making a sound. If anyone is here, I want to make sure they don't hear us. We tiptoe forward as softly as we can. As I carry Dennis to the far end of this otherwise featureless place, I see a flight of stairs leading down. I have to set Dennis down on the floor. His weight is killing me. Dennis, are you okay? Stop worrying, man, he says. I'll be okay. I just need a minute to rest. But looking at him, I'm not so sure. I can still hear the ringing noise ever so often, coming from somewhere in here. I look ahead at the concrete stairs, pointing towards them so that Dennis can see them. Can you make it down these stairs? I ask. He stands up slowly and is visibly making an effort not to fall back down. Yeah, he says, and sounds a little irritated. Excuse me, guys. He starts for the stairs without me, and I have no choice but to follow. We approach the stairs, and by just looking at them, I get the sense that we're crossing some sort of line here. There may very well be no going back. Oh, is this now Black Rose? I'm actually on edge on this, guys. I'm really on edge. I mean, nothing scary's happened, obviously, but the music and the sound is really, really making this really creepy. As I head down the stairs, I notice that they look aged. That damn ringing noise is somewhere below, louder than ever. I feel like I'm walking down into the cellar of a haunted house, the light becoming scarce as the stairs take a slight turn. I can feel the temperature drop. Dennis makes it a few steps down before he is leaning on the wall. He's breathing like he's just finished a marathon. Pause to give him a break, or keep up the pace. I think it's best we give the big guy a break. He's hurt. He's obviously not going to be walking as fast as me, so let's let him catch his breath. Let's take a break, I say, putting my hand towards his shoulder to help steady him. Dennis lets out a sigh. Thanks. I don't feel too great, boss. As we both squat down the stairs, my mind seems to lock on the unknown fate of the rest of my crew. Frank is married. I've met his wife a few times. A nice one with a huge laugh. My heart sags a bit when I realize I might never get to hear him again belting out classic rock tunes during lunch break. Joe, well, I don't know too much about him. He's 22 years old and is considering community college. His folks are deadbeats, so he's been providing for himself since the age of 16 or so. Maybe I could still find them. I still get to hear Frank singing in his deep baritone voice after a few too many drinks. After a few moments, Dennis says, "All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep going." We both stand up, leaning on each other. I have to make Dennis stay behind me as I stick my foot out in search of the next step. I can't help feeling like a chill as a very powerful fear seizes me. I'm expecting a monster to reach out of the darkness, slicing into my throat. After what feels like forever, we come to the bottom of the stairs. We're closer to that ringing noise now. A door sits securely in the wall. Looks just out of place down here as I feel. A sliver of light comes through, illuminating the area. The door has what looks like a panel with lots of labels and lights. Small embossed print above the panel says, Level 1 entrance gate, transport sector. And there's a button on the label. Push the button or inspect the panel. Okay, before we go pressing any buttons, I think it's best if we look around first. What happens if I press this button? It blows up in front of me. The panel looks like a diagnostic or alert system of some kind, each label meant to communicate some status. Lockdown engaged, experiment in process, shutdown engaged. Those all appear to be off, but one of the phrases has a slowly blinking red light next to it. The only powered light on this whole thing. Abnormal entity breached. Breach. What the hell? I slowly push the door open when Dennis suddenly steps in front of me, taking the lead. Let's go, he says. I want to find out what the hell is in this place. Well, you're pretty eager now, aren't you, Dennis? As Dennis walks through, that ringing or beeping or whatever it is, it gets a little louder. The door closes behind me with a click. I can't help but notice the wobble in Dennis's step as he lets out a grunt. You're sure you're helping him not to keep going, I ask? It doesn't matter, I don't want to be in the woods right now. He seems scared, something I've never seen before. Angry, yes. Upset, yes. But Dennis is never scared. What did you see, or what's so dangerous? Both of them seem plausible. What did you see, man? I don't know what I saw, what it was, boss. It was like someone had left a radio on, crackling. But we don't have any radios out on the site. It was, I don't know, it was like something in the forest was moving. I give him a doubtful look, and he casts his eyes to the ground, frustrated. I know how it sounds, he says, but I know what I felt. It was like walking into a funeral parlor, feeling death and gloom everywhere. I've been so preoccupied with my own fear that I nearly forgot about the ringing noise. It had become just a background noise. We take a few more steps, and I can see where we are. It makes no sense, yet another thing that was simply out of place. The shapes and muted curves of the metal are easy to identify, but it just doesn't belong down here. End of chapter 1. Well, nothing really happened, but my god am I on edge. I get the feeling this is going to be a really cool story, guys. So you know what? I'm going to end it here and move on to the second chapter in another episode. But this is a really cool story, guys. So far, I'm really impressed. If you guys like this as well, you obviously have to buy it on Steam. I got it for £2. Or two, actually, no, not even £2. I got it for £1.50. So if you want a really cool story that you want to read each night before you go to bed, this is the story for you so far. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Click the links below if you want to see any other horror games I've played. And if you like this video, give me a like or a comment or whatever you want to do, guys. So anyway, until the next terrifying episode, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.